name is Muhammad Umar Aslam. My registration number is 2019 EE310. Let's talk about the HC-SR04 ultrasonic distance sensor. It consists of two ultrasonic transducers. The one acts as a transmitter which converts electrical signal into 40 kHz ultrasonic sound pulses. The receiver listens for the transmitted pulses. If it receives them, it produces an output pulse whose width can be used to determine the distance the pulse be traveled. The sensor is small, easy to use in any robotic projects like we have used in our project obstacle avoiding robot. Its detection range between 2 cm to 400 cm, that's about an inch to 13 feet, with an accuracy of 3 mm. Since it operates on 5 volts, it can be hooked directly to an Arduino or any other 5-volt logic microcontrollers. Let us discuss the HC-SR04 ultrasonic sensor pin out. The first one is VCC. VCC is the power supply for the HC-SR04 ultrasonic distance sensor, which we connect the 5-volt pin on the Arduino. The second one is trigger pin, is used to trigger the ultrasonic sound pulses. The third one is echo. Echo pin produces a pulse when the reflected signal is received. The length of the pulse is proportional to the time it took for the transmitted signal to be detected. And the last one, or the fourth one, should be ground, and it should be connected to the ground of the Arduino. Now let's talk about the wiring connection of HC-SR04 to the Arduino UNO. Connecting the HC-SR04 to the Arduino is pretty easy. Start by placing the sensor onto the breadboard. Connect VCC pin to the 5 pin on the Arduino and connect GND pin to the ground pin on the Arduino.
My name is Muhammad Awais. My registration number is 2019EE319. Let's talk about HC-90 servo motor. Servo motors are high torque motors which are commonly used in robotics as well as several other applications due to the fact that it's easy to control their rotation. Servo motors have a geared output shaft which can be electrically controlled to 1 degree at a time. For the sake of control, unlike normal DC motors, servo motors usually have an additional pin besides the 2 pins, that is VCC and ground, which is the signal pin. The signal pin is used to control the servo motor turning its shaft to any desired angle. Servos have high current requirements, so when using more than one servo motor with the Arduino, it is important to connect their power connections to an external power supply, as the Arduino may not be able to source the current needed for the servo. Now let's talk about the configuration and pin layout of HC-90 servo motor. Servo motors generally have 3 pins and wires this includes the VCC, ground and the signal pin. The signal pin is the one used to feed the control signal from the microcontroller to the servo to get the servo rotate to a particular angle. The signal pin was connected to the digital pin of the Arduino because it is a PWM pin. Servo directions are sent from the microcontroller to the servo motor as PWM pulses.
Now let's talk about interfacing of L298N motor driver with Arduino UNO. Arduino board or a microcontroller I/O pins don't have enough current or voltage driving capability to drive a motor. For driving the motor in both directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise, we need to use an H-bridge. L298N is an integrated monolithic circuit with dual H-bridge. It can be used to rotate the motor in both directions and to control the speed of the motor using pulse width modulation, the PWM technique. L298N contains convenient filter circuit and have access to inputs and outputs via pin headers and terminals. The L298N is a dual full bridge motor driver that allows 2 DC motors to be connected simultaneously. Now let's talk about its features. Its maximum operating voltage is 46 volt DC. Its maximum output current is 2 ampere, peak 3 ampere, power 25 watt, input voltage level 5 volt, working temperature -25 degrees Celsius to 130 degrees Celsius. It is important to note that if the motor is overloaded, the driver temperature will rise rapidly, and since the working temperature of the L298N is between minus 25 degrees Celsius and 130 degrees Celsius, you should cool down the heatsink.
My name is Muhammad Abdullah. My registration number is 2019EE308. I am going to explain the working of our project. When we start the project, the ultrasonic sensor will be initialized and measure the distance. We have given it the value of 20 cm to the Arduino. If the value calculated through ultrasonic sensor is less than or equal to 20 cm, then we move the ultrasonic sensor towards right using servo motor and then towards left using the same servo motor. If the obstacles are detected on the both sides, our car will move in reverse direction, changing its path. If obstacle is detected on one side and not on the other, then the car will move towards the side the obstacle is not detected. Similar principle works again and again. The car will move forward if no obstacle is detected, and if an obstacle is detected, then we move the ultrasonic sensor towards right and then to